Hello everyone, it's Michael from Replica Airguns, and this is my official tabletop review for the King Arms Thompson Gold and Chrome AEG Airsoft machine guns. If you haven't watched my field test review, make sure to do that, my shooting review, where I actually take the gold M1A1 style version here, the military version, and test it out on the chronograph. And I also shoot it at the target from 30 feet away, and do a little bit of slow motion can shooting in that video also for you guys. Alright, so let's get right into these specifications. Both these guns shoot 6mm plastic airsoft BBs. They both shoot right around 380 to 400 FPS using .20 gram BBs. They both hold 420 rounds in their magazines. Now both magazines are a little bit different. I've got this one out because it just doesn't fit so well. Pushes the gun up in a weird position, but this is my rotary magazine, or the drum magazine that you'd find that goes in the 1928 version. Now by the way, these magazines are mix and matchable. You could take the stick magazine, put it in the 1928 version. You could put the drum magazine here in the M1A1 military. It doesn't really matter. And keep in mind, they both hold 420 BBs, so there's no real advantage to either one. It's just more of a style of magazine that you prefer. Both of these guns are AEG styled guns, so they use the battery and internal spring system, which allows them adjustable hop up and both semi and full auto selectability. They weigh in roughly at around 6.5 pounds or 3 kilograms. They have adjustable rear sights, mainly for windage. Now there's a top and bottom, so there's a lower peep sight and then a higher sort of notch sight. So you can use either one depending on where your target is, how far out you want to shoot. Now, if you haven't noticed, they're replicas of the Thompson, and this is the M1A1 military here, and then you have your M1928 Chicago style machine gun. As you see here on the sticker, they're made in Hong Kong, and both are available in either 23 karat gold or chrome plating, so you can get either one in either style. Now, I'm trying to do this video with limited space here. I've actually gone downstairs into my kitchen to try and utilize the sort of camera angle here. You can see we have this box that they come in. It's just hard. I don't really have a long enough tripod to do this justice here. These guns are fairly large, but they come in these nice boxes. Lots of little pictures on there for you. Inside the box, you will find your certificate of authenticity. Okay, lots of information there. Each one has a certificate. You'll also get sort of a real brief instruction manual. This guy here. Okay, instructions. Shows you how to put the battery in and stuff. Load it. Everything. Just the hop up. Alright. You also have this other manual. Lucky, you get two manuals, so you get even more instructions. Hopefully you can see this a little bright. See if I can tone that down in the post when I edit this video for you. You even got a schematic there, diagram. Alright. Now these guns come fully assembled, and they also come with these orange flash hiders. I'll just pull them down a bit. And they do come off. I haven't tried taking them off on these ones. You'll notice, I don't know if you can see it, but this one has a bit of a seam in it, so you should be able to pry this one apart. This one looks like it's sort of pressure fit on here, and I remember with my other King Arms version, I'll bring that in right now, just the standard black version, it was really on there. It was quite glued on there, and I had to touch it up. But I've been told that these ones are a little easier to get off. I just don't want to try it myself. You know, the downside is that you have this chrome plating that you can't really touch up so well. But this version, the M1A1, has, you can see it, I'll show you when I'm walking around the gun, has a bit of a seam on both sides. So I imagine if you pry that apart, you'll be able to get it off. I don't believe that one's glued on. But this, by the way, is the M1, or the 1928 Chicago style here, and it's the black version. And the main differences are that this has your plastic stock, right? A little bit easier, I'll show you that now. A little easier to get in here. It just kind of pops off. It's like a spring. Whereas the wood stock, they needed to put more beef in here. They couldn't make it so thin-walled. So you actually have to use a screwdriver to get into where the battery is. A little bit of a con, I guess, getting in there, but the wood stock is gorgeous on these chrome and silver versions. Other than the fact that the versions I'm showing you today are chrome and gold and have the wood stocks, these guns are very, very similar. Now getting back to what these guns are made out of, the main body, the metal parts are aluminum zinc alloy, again with either the chrome or 23 karat gold plating, and again real hardwood stocks front and back. Now neither one of these guns comes with the battery or charger, so you'll have to have your own battery and charger. Alright, so I want to kind of show you around these guns briefly. I think what I'm going to do first is get these magazines out of the way, because it's hard enough trying to work around these guns, they're both so big. And then I'll probably do one at a time real quick. But again, you have your rotary style magazine. You'll see that they basically feed almost identically here. See that? So they feed the same way. You just load this magazine up that way. And this one, sorry, no fingernails. You pull that down and you can load this magazine up. And you spin it essentially. This one you spin to wind up the spring, and this one you just basically conventional spring like you'd find on most magazines or stick magazines. Okay, so we'll keep this one down here. It's pretty easy. I'll just show you that they're cross compatible as well. I'm going to get rid of this guy for now. And let's take a quick look at the M1A1 first of all. Now, mechanically speaking, they're pretty much the same. Cosmetically, they're just a little different. So the forward area here, you'll notice that the stock is different. You've got the pistol grip on the M1928, slightly different style barrel. Got the ribbing on here and a little bit different front area. It's probably a little bit longer. Now internally the barrels are the same length, so there's no real advantage to the length of the barrel, because I believe the internal barrels are the same length. Now the back half of them, pretty much identical. You're not going to find anything really different on the back half. Okay, so when I'm showing you around how these guns work and the different parts, it's all the same. Okay, you will notice the licensing, sorry, there's just a lot of fingerprints and stuff on here. My lighting isn't really doing them justice, but they do clean up really nice. They just get dirty quick. That's the one downside to any kind of chrome or gold finish, is you do get a lot of fingerprints on there. You'll have to wipe them down. But you'll notice here we've got your trades on the back on this one, little trademarks. All the licensing trademarks there. That's the 1928 style. And then you have, these are laser etched, I believe. You've got your auto, I'm reading this upside down, you've got your licensing there as well. You'll notice here, Thompson on the top, US property, so you got some more etching and stuff on there. And same on this side, okay? Pretty cool, seeing the reflection. Alright, so let's take a look at what's involved here. This is for loading your magazine, and you push it up. I find to load the magazine, it's easier if you actually push this up when you're loading your magazine. So I'll show you that real quick. So give it a little push, and then load your magazine. A little push, unload your magazine. Just to show you that universal. Okay, load it up, unload it. You've also got your full auto there, single auto. You've got your safe and fire. So we're in full auto there. Don't forget to watch the table or the field test. Okay, and pretty much that's it for this side. Let's get in here a little closer. Sorry about all the fingerprints. It's just the way it is. But the stocks, I want to show you that. Stocks are gorgeous. Metal hardware in the front here. All metal hardware. I'll show you that little seam. Hopefully you can see it. See that little seam there? It should be fairly easy. It's on both sides. Should be able to get this one off pretty good. Show you the wood stock in the back. Just gorgeous. Another more wood furnishing here. And then you can see here how you have these screws. Can't really get a better angle than this. You have screws. You have to undo these to get at your battery. So unfortunately that's just the way it is. But this is a metal butt plate. Take a look at this side real quick. Again in detail. And you adjust your hop up right here. See that? And your bolt does go back. It doesn't function when like a blowback, but it does come back. Okay. Alright, I'll quickly show you around the other gun, just so you can see the wood and everything. Again, gorgeous wood, stock front and back. And you'll see here there's no seam on the front piece, so you're just going to have to work that off. I haven't tried to get it off. I don't really want to at this point. I'm not keeping this gun, so I don't want to damage it in any way. Alright. Again, gorgeous stock. Okay. Didn't really talk about the sights too much. One thing you'll notice on these guns is you just move this back and forth to adjust for windage. So you could bump it out of alignment pretty easy, but it is protected by these side pieces. But it's really easy to adjust. You can adjust it on the fly. Then you'll notice you have your notch in the top and your peep in the back. So when you're using the notch, you're actually going to lower the back, which will raise the barrel, which will get you a little more velocity, or for a higher shot further out. So if you're shooting at further out distances and your hop up maybe isn't keeping the BB elevated enough, you could use this for the higher stuff and then use the bottom one for closer combat situations. Alright. Shuffle things around on my table here. There, I'll keep it like that for now. I kind of wanted to talk briefly about performance. Again, I did do my field test review, so check that out. I'll try and remember to put links in here. Essentially, I used 0.25 gram BBs because I kind of wanted to use a BB that was good all around for not just the chronograph testing, but the target testing. I didn't want to switch them halfway through. And in the chronograph portion, I got pretty much bang on 360 FPS. Now these guns are rated using a 0.20 gram BB. They're rated for 380 to 410. So when you're using a heavier BB, it's going to go down just a little bit, which I experienced when I used my heavier BBs in this gun. Now the heavier BBs performed well for me when I shot it at my target, put 10 rounds into the target. The majority of the BBs were in a 1-inch group. There was a couple flyers spreading it out to 2 inches, but it shot really, really well. 1 inch from 30 feet is pretty nice. And then when I went full auto, it basically just made a big hole, so it didn't spread out much at all. Nice tight pattern, not much over 2 inches in full auto. And then of course you saw me shooting the cans in that video, and that was a lot of fun. This gun, even though it's only doing 360 FPS with the 0.25 gram BBs, it has no problem penetrating water-filled cans and doing a lot of damage. Watch that video, make sure you see that one. Alright, so let's talk about some of the pros and the cons. One of the main pros, of course, you're going to find with this version of the King Arms Thompson is it has the gorgeous wood stocks and gold or chrome plating, so that's a real nice feature. They both have the nice high capacity metal magazine, so 420 rounds, lots of ammo in these guns, shouldn't run out too quick. And don't forget you can mix and match the magazines. Now both of these guns have the adjustable rear sight for windage with the 2 positions, so you have the notch on the top, peep on the bottom, got a little bit of variety there. You can use either one when you're shooting it. And they're both semi and full auto selectable with a rather nice rate of fire. It's not spraying too many BBs or not too few. So what I found is it's just the right amount of BBs. You're going to be able to lay down some nice cover, get a good stream of BBs going out there without wasting too many, because it's just too many rounds per minute. It's just right. And also the FPS being at 360 with a 0.25 gram BB is pretty much bang on for any type of airsoft game, whether it be indoor, outdoor, CQB, you name it. It's going to be great for most situations. Again, these guns are fully licensed, have the Thompson licensing on both of them, and they come with the certificate of authenticity. Some of the cons, they don't come with batteries or chargers, so you'll have to supply your own battery and charger. Again, as you'll see in this video, they're prone to a lot of fingerprints, so you're going to have to keep a cloth around, wipe them down. And also, I'm not really sure if you want to take this gun into battle. It's a little bit more of a collector's item, so if you're going to be using this all the time in the field, maybe just get the black version with the plastic stock. It's going to hold up probably a little better. You're not going to be so worried about it if you get it scratched up. And lastly, you do need to use a screwdriver to get into the battery area. And again, that's another area where the black plastic stock version has the advantage. If you're in the field, you can pop that battery compartment open really quickly and swap out the batteries. Alright, so that wraps up this tabletop review for the King Arms Thompson Gold and Silver AEG Airsoft machine guns. We have a nice selection of these King Arms Thompson guns in our replicaairguns.ca web store, so make sure to come down to replicaairguns.ca and check these guns out. Of course, we also sell other products, other air guns, BB guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, knives, and accessories, and we sell to both Canada and the US. Don't forget to subscribe before you head out. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. And you can also check out some high-resolution photos of these guns that I'll be posting over on my website at replicaairguns.com, so make sure to check those out too. I'll put links in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.